5. Okay. All right. Is there anything that anybody wanted to go over in part 1?
No, I was good.
Okay. Leslie, were you okay with part 1?
I'm good.
Okay. All right, so part 2. Confidence interval. In an October 2008 poll, 684 of 1,006 randomly selected college students reported that they had been involved in an automobile accident within the last 5 years. So A, find the proportion of those surveyed who have been in an automobile accident in the last 5 years. So for that one, we just do the equation, the x over n, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay, so I got 0.6799.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. B, check requirements in constructing a confidence interval for this data.
And that's where we do the NP hat is greater than or equal to 10, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got yes on both of those. The n times p hat I got was
I will say this one more time.
let's see, what did I get?
Whether it's a car, jet, airplane, or otherwise, and survives, is a good day.
Okay, so I got 683.9794, and then on the other one I got 322.0206, both of which are greater than 10. So
yes.
Yes.
All right. C, determine the margin of error for a 95% confidence interval based on these data.
And that's where we have to use the 95%, the 1.96, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I did it right.
Uh-huh. Okay, so
I got 0.029 if you round, but I don't know if we're supposed to round.
Yeah, I got 0.0288, which would be round. If you're rounding it to 3, it would be the 9. Okay. D, construct and interpret the 95% confidence interval for the proportion of those who have been involved in an automobile accident in the last 5 years. So for that one, I did the 0.6799, which was our p hat, plus or minus the z-score, which was 1.960, times the square root of p hat times 1 minus p hat over n. And got, let's see, 0.6511 and 0.7087.
Yep.
Those two you guys got?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So to interpret that, would that mean we're like 95% confident that the, let's see, we're working with the population proportion, right?
I think so.
Between those two numbers. Okay. Okay. E. How many college students should you survey if you want a 95% confidence interval with a margin of error of no more than 0.015?
And I use the equation n equals the z over 2m squared?
Yes, that's what I
Like-
use too, so hopefully that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then
So
I
I
ended up
got-
with, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I ended up with 4,269 after it's rounded up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the meantime, we want to get back to
Awesome.
Tom Fitton, who's president of Judicial Watch on the Clinton email controversy. Tom, I
Okay.
apologize.
Actually, if it's a 4, why are we rounding up?
It's because it's the number that we need. And since we're talking about
Because
like
we need a
people,
stuff.
we just always round it up.
Oh, that's
The
right.
sample
That's
size.
right. I forgot.
That's right. In fact,
Right.
I forgot we were talking about people.
Okay, so moving on to number 2, the hypothesis test. Now you are interested in testing a claim that over 60% of all students have been in a car accident within the last 5 years. Use the same information as above and use a level of significance of alpha equals 0.05. State the null and alternative hypothesis. So the null
You want
would
me to
be,
tell you what I got?
Yes, please.
I got null p equals 0.60, and
Mhm.
for the alternative, p is greater than 0.60.
Okay, awesome.
Great.
That's what I got too. Is that what you got, Travis?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so compute the test statistics, which is going to be the
Z
Z
score,
score.
right?
Correspondence that was printed out from her computer. I mean, is that how
Okay.
you had to figure it out? That there wasn't, you know, if I print something off of my computer, you're going to say,
One
see,
second,
maybe
guys.
it's on top.
Well, exactly, and you normally see that with top administration officials in proceedings.
All right.
You can tell when an agency head has an email. They let you know it's the agency head's email. They're not going to give the email address. You know who it is, and it is notable. This was not literally apparent in any of the documents we have received. And they never told us they weren't searching her email accounts. And, you know, the law requires those email accounts be searched, and her concealing those records, as I'm sure your other guests will note, that this is something that a prosecutor ought to be looking into. And classified information almost necessarily were on these, were in use in these accounts. And there's severe penalties, and you can go to jail for mishandling classified information.
Yeah.
This is, as I said, a 7-year cover-up, and there are men in jail.
I just did the calculation, and I got 5.173.
Is frankly admitted to doing, which is
That's what I got.
a secret account that no one could look at, even though it's for government.
Okay, 5.173.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, that is what I have as well.
It wasn't legal, and it's been illegal for 20 years. Shannon Coffin he served as a top White House
Okay.
legal advisor during the George W. Bush administration. He's also former Deputy Assistant Attorney General in the Justice Department's Civil Division. Shannon, good to see you.
Okay, so determine the p-value based on the test statistic. Sketch your p-value on the normal distribution curve with the test statistic labeled.
These sorts of records. For 20 years since the Clinton administration.
I just,
Okay, so we're just
used
going to plug our.
You have
Okay.
external
Yeah.
emails,
And
external email systems.
it comes out 1.15 times,
You've got to
you know, like 10 to the
as official
negative 7.
What do you make of her
Okay.
statement? I want the public to see my email. I asked State to release them. They said they will review them for release as soon as possible.
Is that what you guys got?
She picked the 50,000
Yeah, it's
pages.
close to zero.
1.1518 times 10 to the negative 7, is that what you said?
And
Yeah,
we don't
Okay.
I just did 0.15, you know, the
Okay.
1.15. I just didn't do
Okay.
further than that.
Twice,
Okay.
3 times that.
Sounds
I
good.
don't know.
Yes.
And it's not up to
So that's
So
going to
then-
be the,
to make that sort of decision.
We reject.
Records, official.
yes,
But what about those who say
because our alpha is greater than p. Yeah, okay. I agree.
I mean, 2 wrongs don't make a right here, and I'm not.
And then for E, we have to state our conclusion, and I just said we have sufficient evidence that the true proportion of the students have been in a car accident within the last 5 years is greater than the 0.60.
Yep, I agree with that.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
I like it when they're short like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
That one was really short.
Hopefully the quiz is just as short.
Yeah, seriously.
There's 16 questions.
16? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm opening the quiz up.
Why is it that Tom Fitton, has been making requests and other public advocates have been making requests too, and none of those records have been searched? They might be preserved. I mean, I'm willing to actually, indulge.
Okay, so,
suggestion
is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Alright, question 3. The symbol for the true population proportion is
the entire purpose of this
P or P hat, P something or other, or P.
P squiggle.
The second one.
Whether they have any documents that were responsive to any of the FOIA requests, etc.
Let's see.
Prior to right now, is that
Sure.
okay?
I don't know if I've seen.
I thought it was P.
Yeah. I think it's
Population
just P?
proportion. I think it's just P.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I've just seen so many P hats lately.
I know, it's so confusing, all the different.
Say in affidavits to the court about the scopes of their search.
Alright.
Yeah, I think it's P.
And they will be going back through those documents, not just the 55,000, but more. Shannon, good to see you.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man.
In the
Secretary Clinton did all
the reading it
on
says
this home computer.
the population is P.
America's most sensitive
Okay.
secrets, right? Did it? So
Sweet.
who said it? And what kind of clearance did they have? James Rosen is next.
Okay.
Along with the man who was-
For questions 4 and 5, suppose n equals 100, p equals 0.25, and p hat equals 0.10. Okay. All right. The requirements for constructing a confidence interval satisfied. True or false? Well,
Let's see. What were the requirements?
Doesn't that have something to do with the greater than and equal to?
yeah, if it's greater than or equal to 10, so let's see.
And I think it's n times p, right?
P equals 0.25.
Goes 25,
So that is,
and then the p hat should be 10, right? Yeah, 10. So
Okay.
yeah. So I would say that true, the requirements are satisfied. Yeah. Do you agree?
I agree with you, but isn't it 75 and not 10? I mean, either way, I think it's true, but
Isn't it just n times p? Or did I miss
well, we have
something?
n times
Oh, that's
p,
the n, and the
and then
n
we have
times
n
1 minus
times
p.
1 minus p, so
Sorry. I didn't do the 1 minus, I just
but
did
either
NP.
way,
Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal
See.
infections are common. And if you've had TB, hepatitis B, or proven
so they're both,
infections,
yeah,
symptoms or scores. Don't start
so yes.
They're both over 10.
Awesome.
They changed to the far left network and
So
Number 5.
a hypothesis test. Does it say anything about it being a simple random sample?
Nope. Just gives us the
Think so.
numbers.
Yeah.
Doesn't it say that it has to, that's one of the requirements for the hypothesis test, is that it has to also be a simple random sample?
Oh, hang on, guys. I gotta go answer the phone.
Yeah, you can.
Let me see if I can find that in the number.
Hello? Yeah, hang on just 1 minute.
Thank you. Hello? Pretty good, and you? Well, what did they have to say?
Let's see.
Okay. I am back.
All right, so we're just,
The whole office, you mean? Uh-huh.
let's see.
That makes sense.
Well, let's see, the following.
The requirements for hypothesis tests involving one proportion are NP greater than or equal to 10, and
Right.
then the N times parentheses 1 minus P is greater than 10.
Okay, so that's it.
Yeah, they're the
Alright.
same thing, the confidence and the hypothesis.
Okay. So then that would be true.
Yes, I think so.
All right. Okay. A study of first-degree murder trials was conducted in another state. A random sample of 60 people on trial for first-degree murder was taken. Of these, 45 of the defendants were found guilty. Use this information for questions 6 through 8. Find P hat, the point estimate of the proportion of first-degree murder defendants who are found guilty in this state. Round to three decimals. Okay, so
is that what we're gonna do, 45 out of 60?
yes.
Which is 0.75.
So
Oh,
0.750 since it says 3.
Oh, do we have to put a 0? Yeah, I guess we
So I
do.
was thinking since it says 3 that
Alrighty.
that's good. That's good. I was
Wait,
watching
create a 95% confidence interval for the true proportion of first-degree murder trials in the state. In this state, where the verdict is guilty. Okay.
LUV or LV, yeah. No. Oh, well, anyway, Pepperdine lost by a point. I think it's Loyola playing Pepperdine or Pepperdine playing Loyola, but Pepperdine lost by 1 point. Pepperdine.
I forgot how to figure that out without
Loyola
using
Marymount.
the computer to do it for me.
It's that equation, the p hat plus or minus z,
Loyola Marymount.
Okay.
times the square root of p hat times 1 minus p hat over n.
Oh, the big long equation.
Yeah, well, anyway, Pepperdine lost by 1 point. And I thought it was Loyola Marymount that they were playing, but I could. Well, BYU wasn't playing. Those other two schools, I think, were playing, but they were playing. They were in Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada, whatever basketball tournament for the women that they had today. I watched it. It was pretty good. Sounds like she's following her regular pattern. I don't think she has been the most upright person since Arkansas days. Well, if she is, I wouldn't vote for her.
Sorry if Grandma is really loud in the background. She's talking politics on the phone.
It was basketball, Pepperdine.
Yeah, that was the first thing, and now I think
Basketball.
she's moved on to Hillary Clinton or something. I don't know. She's talking to her son, and they talk about everything she does during the day. So they talk a lot of politics.
And not always been the most upright.
All right, I got 0.640 and 0.860.
Me too.
That's what I just got.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yay. Okay, if you increase the sample size from 60 to 80, what do you expect to happen to the width of the confidence interval?
Well,
Stay the same,
MSNBC
decrease, or increase?
is going off the air.
I think that's decrease, isn't it?
Too liberal or
Yeah.
That's what I felt like right when
Yeah.
just by looking at it.
So, yes, as it says in the reading, as the sample size increases, the interval width decreases. So I'm thinking decrease.
Yeah.
Because no,
I mean, it makes sense
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
because you're getting a more accurate.
Yes.
crashed his airplane in a golf course there.
Okay,
and lost
number
it
9.
somewhere.
To conduct a hypothesis
No,
test for
no,
one
his-
proportion,
He took
2
off and
requirements
all of his
must
crew was
be
in the air
met.
when he-
Suppose
that
p
engine
equals
came
1/2.
turned around to come
What is
off
the
the air.
smallest n can be and both requirements still be met?
His plane is ready. He was taken
Right.
to the hospital. He's all right. Well, it's minor. It wasn't his. He was hurt, but we don't know how serious. Who they play?
So that would be the equation for n if we have a prior estimate of p.
Uh-huh.
I think so.
Okay.
Okay, oh, that's good to know. Yeah, I watched 2 women's team. At least I could understand the basketball game better than the football game.
So where do we find m?
For the margin of error,
Yeah.
Okay,
they have an equation for it.
Rick,
Yeah. That's right. So we're gonna have to do that first, huh?
Okay. How are we supposed to do that one though? Because we don't know n.
That's right.
we don't know Z either, right?
I thought we just had to check the one that was like n times p is greater than or less than 10 or 1 minus p. Isn't that what it's asking? Those two requirements? Or am I thinking about
To
something
conduct
else?
Okay.
a hypothesis, for one, two requirements must be met. Suppose P equals half. What is this?
Oh.
Oh, okay, so we could use the equation that you were just talking about and try to come up with the smallest from that. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, if that's the equations, it should be 20 would be the smallest, because 1/2 times 20 would give you right at 10. And then 1 subtract 20 would give you 19, which is greater than less than 10.
Okay. That's right.
Sounds good to me. Good call.
Okay. Oops. Hold on.
And if that's the case for number 9, number 10 would be 100.
The Obama administration hates to his office with that server registered in the name of Eric Hotham, a former aide from the Clinton White House. But was that the
Oh,
only
now we're back to
private
Fox
email
News. Sorry, guys.
address? Fox News has obtained data from a prominent hacker who employed a publicly available tool called the Harvester to search a variety of data sources, including such well-known platforms as Google.
Okay, I'm confused on 10 then. Let's see.
Did you just guess those numbers, Travis, and plug them in?
Well, I just know 1/10 of 100 is 10. 10 times
Oh,
10
okay.
is 100.
Got it.
So if you-
Oh, duh. Okay.
So, I mean, I just
You're
did
using your
mental math.
brain.
And then the other one is 100 subtract 1 is greater than 10. And so
Yeah.
since the other,
Got
since
it.
the other,
Okay.
since the other one's right at 10, it's that's as small as it can get.
All right. Okay, so for questions 11 through 16, use the following information. For the water quality study in the reading, about 60% of macroinvertebrate water quality indicators have historically been associated with good health. The researchers suspect that water quality in the area has decreased. They conduct a hypothesis test using a significance level of alpha equals 0.05 with the following hypotheses. Null is p equals 0.6, and the alternative is p is less than 0.6. They collect new data, and this time n equals 80 and x equals 38. Indicate good health. They collect new data, and this time... Okay, n equals 80 and x equals 38 indicate good health. The condition for conducting a hypothesis test are satisfied, true or false. Okay.
I didn't hear her say that in her tweet, so you're telling us that she says she did not delete any official documents.
All preserved, and if deleted, they could be found. Secondly, it is a fact that she did nothing illegal. The law actually changed in 2014, and the preservation of those records, nothing legal. And thirdly,
That's not true. Let me stop you there.
So on
That's not
that
true.
one,
I've been looking at
So my numbers were 48 and 32.
for 2 days, and my information is that the law was very clear as
Is that what you guys got?
The National Archives and Records Administration adopted regulations which required the preservation of
Wait.
official emails
48 and 32. Which equation did you use?
So aren't we using the greater than and equal to 10 to find out if it meets the requirements? Or am I just
Where are we
totally off
finding
base?
P?
Correct. And your first
The
question.
P is 0.6.
Preserved. Now, your speculation maybe not. We'll see. But
You're also prohibited from concealing.
So
That's right. Yeah, okay, yes.
Did I just totally use the wrong equation?
No, I don't think so. Sorry, I was just...
No, it's okay. I wouldn't be surprised if I did. What equation were you guys thinking that you wanted to use?
That was right. I was still just... I think that was right.
Okay.
That one is... And then...
Because the conditions for the hypothesis and the interval are the same.
Uh-huh.
Every single person who received her email, thousands, knew that she had this email address.
It's not concealment of the email address. It's concealment of the documents, the public records that you are creating.
Megan, I'm going to let the American people decide whether this discussion where I say thousands of people knew and you say that's concealment, let them decide.
Just focus on my last point. It's not concealment. You're not guilty if you conceal the fact that you have an email address from which you correspond. You're potentially guilty.
Okay. So did you say you got 48 and 32?
Yes.
Okay. So that would be true then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I put.
All right. What is, number 12, what is P hat? So that would be, let's see.
His brother and I are friends, and I admire Jeb Bush.
X over N.
X over N.
He was governor using a private email account and his own server, and you're not interviewing a Republican asking why. And I would say to Governor Bush,
0.475.
That's what I got too.
I got 0.475.
Wait. Okay. Find the test statistic. Round to 3.
Oh, that's the long one, right?
Well, not really. It's just, I mean, kind of. Yeah.
10 seconds. Well, I would say that she did nothing wrong, and if she says the rest of the department should be something, and the secretary can be trusted.
What sorts of things are you guys awake? Am I saving enough? Will I be able to save enough before retirement?
My life expectancy now is 24 years. My money expectancy is about 15 years.
I don't want to get to the end of the road and not have any money in the bank. An advisor can really help you look at the whole picture.
Joint discomfort is a big problem.
Pharmacist Bob Henderson created Cosamin DS, and now there's Cosamin ASU, our most advanced formula to help support and promote joint health. Cosamin, the brand recommended by healthcare professionals for more than 20 years.
Okay, I got negative 2.282.
Sorry, you're breaking up. Did you say negative
Oh, sorry.
2.282?
Yeah, I said negative 2.282.
Okay, sweet.
I was
Is that
just
what you guys
finishing
got?
typing.
Okay.
I'm just typing it in still, so
Okay.
give me.
You're fine. Yeah, you're fine.
Solution to their joint discomfort in as little as 2 weeks. All now or find Arthro7 in the vitamin section at Walgreens.
Negative 2.282, yeah.
Okay.
There's a choice hotel that's waiting.
All right. What is the p-value for this test?
If anybody is looking for a home repair or home improvement, you need to go to Home Advisor.
At Home Advisor, you'll find millions of reviews of pre-screened local home pros.
Home Advisor took care of all of it, and
It's free. Go to homeadvisor.com now.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers
All right, now
say
which
so.
section are we? So we're just shading the one to the right, correct?
As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins.
Because well,
Or I mean to the
if
left.
it's,
Yeah, it's to the left, I think.
That's what I meant, yeah.
Because we want it less than. I think it's getting worse.
P is less than.
We ask people to tell us something that happened in their past and something that
So 0.011.
and the bad ones on blue.
Mm-hmm. That is what I have.
Good and bad. The future was almost all good things. Results of this experiment was
We don't want to think about positive stuff. Realistically, there will be downtimes.
it's great to think optimistically, but let's plan for whatever the future might bring. Prudential, bring your challenges. Channel is on Sirius XM. Listen live on channel 114 now.
All right, so what is the decision for this test? So that would be reject the null, right?
Yeah, because it's less than 0.05.
And likely naming Officer Wilson as one of the defendants.
Yep.
Joining us now, Daryl Parks. He's attorney for Michael Brown's family, and Chuck
Okay.
Hanbury, who's president of the National Fraternal Order of Police. Thank you both so much for being
Which
here
of the
today.
following best summarizes the conclusion of this test?
And I work with the viewers on the air.
There is sufficient evidence to conclude that water quality in the area has decreased, or there is insufficient evidence to conclude that water quality in the area has decreased, or there is sufficient evidence to conclude that water quality in the area has not decreased, or there is sufficient evidence to conclude that water quality in the area has not decreased.
How can you continue a legal
Let's see.
case against Officer Wilson?
Well, we have to respectfully disagree with your statement as to how the facts will be interpreted in this case.
I think
Wouldn't it be the third one?
Standard in a civil case that they would have in a criminal case.
Wouldn't it be the first one? There's sufficient evidence to conclude that water quality in the area has decreased. Because we rejected the null.
Oh, because then we go with the alternative. Never mind. You're right. I was thinking. I forgot the null.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
So the first one, there is sufficient evidence to conclude that water quality in the area has decreased.
Yes, because
Okay.
that's what they were. Yeah, because that's what they were studying.
They're inconsistent with the physical and the forensic evidence. They're inconsistent with the witness's own
Okay.
and so on.
We got 100.
You will not
Sweet.
prevail. The
Yay.
standard is too high, even in a civil matter. Is it not? For you?
Awesome.
As you know, in the civil
That seemed a lot easier than some of the other ones we've done.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it was pretty much the same things as a lot of things as we've done.
Mm-hmm. Awesome job, guys. Way to go.
So, do we want to talk about the whole study thing, the project?
Yes. Let's do.
Not that I'm absolutely jumping to do it, but
So today, or well, by Saturday, we need to turn in the design the study thing, right?
yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing.
Okay. So,
And I can reach you all still by
I was
email
thinking one
just
of
in
the-
case.
yes. What was that, Travis?
Yeah, I was thinking that one of the easier studies would be is like an examples would just be to find out how many colors are in different bags. And
Uh-huh.
I thought of like Sour Patch Kids is a good one, or we can try M&Ms. Those are always good because they're easy to find, and we can find as much test results as we need,
Uh-huh.
and it's pretty cheap to do. So
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of cheaper than Chips Ahoy cookies.
Yeah.
And I think it's less time consuming. Like the other one was like following. If people followed you in a path, like I
Yeah.
mean, you could to get like 10 for that data. It would be like maybe 40 minutes to see if someone would follow you into the grass or something. Like
Well,
I feel
people
like
might think
it's
you're
the
kind of
least
creepy.
amount of time.
Yeah, really.
And plus, then we
I'm
get to
good-
eat the candy,
I'm
and I
good with the
love
color.
M&Ms and Sour Patch Kids.
I am totally good with that because I agree. Although I prefer peanut butter M&Ms. Okay, so
We could do something kind of fun and see if the ratios are the same between different candies. Like you could do peanut butter M&Ms, and I could test Sour Patch Kids, and we could do a different one like that and compare to see if the ratios are the same. Like Sour Patch Kids has like 30% orange, and so does peanut butter M&Ms has that many yellows or something.
Okay.
but what's our?
We could do
But what
something
would
like
be
that, or we
the?
could just do one peanut butter M&Ms.
Well, I guess what I'm questioning is what would be our? Why would we be doing two different kinds just to see if they were just the colors, right? Just to see if they were evenly distributed.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thing that I'm a little bit worried about that is like, what if they don't have the same number of different colors? Like, what if one of them has like 5 different colors and the other one only has like 3 different colors? Or
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
So maybe we'd have to keep it between like M&Ms or something.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
We could do like different varieties of M&Ms, like what Leslie was saying, the peanut M&Ms, and the see if the ratio is the same between peanut M&Ms and regular M&Ms, or.
What's interesting is that in the sheet that they, in the Design the Study worksheet,
Uh-huh.
their example that they give us are the distribution of colors between plain and peanut M&Ms equal.
Oh.
And just off the top of my head, though, I'm thinking there's going to be more plain M&Ms in a bag than peanut M&Ms because peanut M&Ms are way bigger.
Yeah, that's true. But if you're just talking about like the ratios,
So-
then you can still figure out the ratios even though the numbers are different, right?
Yeah. But I guess I'm just
Mhm.
saying is, do you want to use plain and peanut, or do you want to do like peanut and peanut butter,
Yeah, the
or do you
ratios
want to
are
do
percent
peanut
of
and,
Uh-huh.
there's so many different kinds. I'm sure we could, or do you want to just use their example? Because I'm good either way.
Doesn't matter to me. Or do you want to go with like Skittles that have, the different, what do they have?
tropical.
Yeah.
What other things have colors? Well,
Whatever you guys want to do, that's fine.
do we have to pick? Well, it says, here is a list of possible topics that you can choose from to study.
Okay.
So are we supposed to pick one of them then? We have to pick one of them, right?
I don't know if we have to pick one of those. I don't know if we have to, but
Okay.
He's gonna approve it. That's why we need to have it done on Saturdays, because he's gonna
right.
Right.
approve it before we start collecting our data.
Okay. So, I'm fine with M&Ms. Do you guys
Okay,
want to use?
Let's do M&Ms then.
Okay. Do you want to do plain and peanut, or do you want to do peanut and something else? Because there's like pretzel ones, there's crispy ones, there's plain, there's peanut butter. Anybody have a preference? Or do you want to
like
just go
peanut.
with plain?
You like peanut? I don't care.
Let's just stick with plain and peanut then.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the one.
All right.
Plain and peanut. Okay. Okay, so
Right.
what are we wanting to well, do you guys want me to talk to you about the questions that I have to answer?
Yeah, let's go through.
So
Let's go
you guys
through
have
them
some
right
input?
now.
Okay, because otherwise you guys don't have any input. Okay, so there's just 6 quick questions. Okay, number 1 is to state your research question, and that is basically, are the distribution of colors between the plain and the peanut M&Ms equal, correct? Like, are the ratios the same?
Yes,
Yeah.
I would think so. Yes.
Okay, so that one's pretty easy. Number 2 is what population or populations are you studying? And so wouldn't that just be plain and peanut M&Ms?
Mhm.
Yes.
Plain M&Ms and peanut M&Ms. Yes.
Okay. Number 3 is what are your null and our alternative hypotheses? So would our null be do we write that up as
So that would just be the HO is
with
so
the,
we're
do we
going
use
proportion
the
P equals
the P?
what is it?
Yeah. P equals and then
Like whatever value it happens to be.
How many colors are
I
there?
I don't know.
Let's see, there's
We would think
brown,
even.
red, orange, yellow, green, and blue. There's 6.
All right. So 6 divided by.
Because that's the part that I was the most
So would
concerned
it
about,
be
is trying to figure out what our
0.16?
null and alternative.
Yeah, 0.16. We would think they're all 0.16. The ratio.
0.16. Okay.
Yeah.
So then alternative would be, do we think that that they are not going to be the same, or do we think that it's going to be less than that, or do we think, what do we want to do for our alternative? Just that it's not equal.
Yeah, I think it's just that it's not equal, so it would not equal 0.16.
Okay. That works. Okay. And then, okay, number 4 is which sampling method will your group use, i.e. systematic sampling, cluster sample, refer to lesson 2 for specific methods.
Well, wouldn't it just be? Okay, let's see. So we have we can't like take a simple random sample of like every bag of M&Ms, but I mean we could take a random sample of the bags in our store, in our local, whatever store, at our local grocer.
So would it be? Well, who's in charge of doing the actual? Are we all doing it?
Doing what?
Are we all buying and counting?
I think so.
Okay. So, in order for it to be similar, we just have to make sure, in my opinion, we just have to make sure that we're getting like the same brands and the same sizes.
Right.
So, do we want to go with like the small ones, or do we want to go with like what size do you think we should go with? Travis, do you know what sizes there are? Because I just know that there's the little snack size, and then there's
fun size, and then there's just regular, and then there's king size. So I would just say regular, just because I mean fun size. Unless you guys want to have lots of extra bags, like. I mean, I guess how many bags do we want to check? I think
we would have to check at least 2 as a comparison. 2 of each, right? Or just 1 of each?
Yeah, we could like each do one of each or something like that. I don't know.
Okay,
wasn't
so okay, number 5. Okay, so number 4, we just need to figure out which method we're going to use. So what method is it? Is it systematic, or is it cluster, or is it, what are the other ones? I don't even remember what they are anymore.
Let's see.
Let me go back to lesson 2 here. Okay, there's simple random sample, systematic sample, cluster sample, stratified sample, and convenience sample.
Well,
wouldn't it end up being a
in one
simple
way,
random sample? Because we're each doing it at a random store off a random shelf, right?
Yeah.
So does that sound like a good one?
Probably.
Okay.
Let's see.
Do you agree, Travis?
Yeah, my only thing is, because they're in different bags, could it be a stratified sample? And that's when there's a population that's split into at least 2 non-overlapping subpopulations, because we're going to have 2 bags. I don't know. That's I'm split between simple random and then stratified, just because each bag could be different. In one bag, you could have more than one green. But I don't know. It's kind of how we classify the population. Are we classifying it as a huge group of M&Ms, or just in each bag of M&Ms?
I think that you make a good point. Because stratified, you're dividing it into similar groups, and they're similar because they're M&Ms, and then you take a random sample from that, right?
Let's see.
Maybe we're making it too difficult.
Yeah, I don't know. So are you saying like a cluster sample? Is that what you said?
No, he was suggesting
I was saying
stratified.
Okay. What about a cluster sample? So a cluster sample, so it's taking all of the items in one or more randomly selected clusters. So the cluster would be the bag, right?
Uh-huh.
And so it's all the items in that bag.
Okay.
But I don't know. On the very...
That one sounds good.
Let's see. Yeah, because then you compare the variation within the cluster. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that one's the best one.
Example.
Okay.
Well, at the end of that description, it says, however, in many cases, the number of blocks that must be sampled must be large in order to draw a reasonable audit conclusion.
And
so it says, for this reason, cluster samples are not usually recommended for audits. And I know we're not doing an audit, but it's kind of like an audit.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
I mean, it could be stratified because they're 2 different. We're comparing regular to peanut M&Ms. We're comparing 2 different populations that do not overlap. Like, peanut M&M is not going to get in a regular bag. I hope so.
Right.
I've never seen one.
A certain number of items is
So-
randomly selected. We could, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that one
We'll go for the. Do you want
makes
to go for
the
the
most
stratified?
sense.
The stratified. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think that sounds good.
Stratified. Okay. And then, okay, so number 5, it says describe in specific detail how your group will collect data using the sampling method stated in question 4. Also, what sample sizes are you planning to obtain per population? So this is where it gets in depth. Okay.
Okay, so
So each member of the group
mm-hmm.
will get 2. Are we getting just 1 bag of each?
I
Or
don't
do
know.
you want to?
Do you want to do more than that, or just one, or what do you think?
I think it depends on what size we use.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
So like over the population, like each bag, it has to be like over 30 to be considered normally distributed, right?
Yeah, so we'd have
think
to
so.
do a big bag.
So I would think like a regular size bag would have close to 30 in it. I don't know.
Well,
I've
what do you
never
consider
thought
regular
about counting it.
size?
Just like not the fun size, which the kind you get out on like Halloween. That's fun size. And then there's like a regular size, which is like just the
The one
normal
that kinda
rectangle.
There at the by the checkout usually.
Yeah.
They're like
That
4
one.
inches long
And
by
then-
like 1.5 inches wide. Those ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then king size is even bigger than that. Like that's like 2 bags almost. So I think like one regular bag, if we each get 1 bag of each, I think that'll be good.
Okay.
Do you really think though that there's 30 peanut butter or peanut M&Ms in one of those bags? Because those are big peanut M&Ms.
That's true.
Because I agree with
Well-
plain M&Ms, we probably have 30 in there, but I don't know how many you're gonna get with. So the sample size isn't gonna be.
Plus, if we all get one bag of each, our population is going to be all of the bags, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So I mean, I think each
So
bag
it'd
will
be
have
4.
about 30.
So we'd end up with 4 bags of each if everybody did one.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Get 1. We'll call regular size of each plain and peanut. Okay, and then after we get that, so what we're going to do is we're going to open the bags and then we're going to sort them, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Into groups, color groups. Hold on, a bug just landed on my paper. Die. You're in my personal space. Okay. We sort them into group colors, and then we come up with a ratio for each, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And record it. Okay, and then what sample size is it? Okay, and so the regular size. I'll have to go and buy mine to figure out what the ounce size is, because I don't know what ounce size it is.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that you guys can think of for that? Because this is describe in specific detail how your group will collect the data using the method, and then the sample size. We already did that. So I have each member of the group gets one regular size of each plain and peanut butter. We sort them into groups of colors to get the ratios for each, and we record it, and then we compare. And then we compare, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then compare. Is there anything else you think we should put on that step?
I don't think so.
I think that
Okay.
covers it.
So then, okay, so the last question that I need is, why do you think this sampling method described in questions 4 and 5 will give an accurate representation of your population? So basically, why do we think that the simple stratified is going to give an accurate representation of our population?
Because they're two different populations of M&Ms, and they'll never be mixed. And so that's what makes them stratified. And we're grabbing them randomly, kind of. I mean, at the store, you just grab the bag. Simple stratified because the populations aren't ever mixed.
Okay, so because there's two different populations, and they never mix. What else?
And each one will be randomly.
Each one will what?
Will be randomly chosen.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys think we should put in there?
Nope.
Okay. So what I was going to do is put each of those questions in like a small little Word document and then email it to you guys on like Friday night so you guys can give me feedback, and then I'll turn it in on Saturday night. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
That way everybody has the chance to kind of give their last little whatever.
That sounds good.
Sounds good.
And then
Awesome.
on the sheet at the very end, it says each group member sign below. So how are we supposed to do that?
I actually asked that, and he said just to put the names. He wasn't going to require signatures.
Okay. Good. Okay. Then I guess that's all I need to finish that up. So I can take care of that.
Awesome.
So we good to meet next week, Tuesday, Thursday again?
Tuesday.
Yes.
Good with me.
Okay. All right. I will see you guys next week.
I did see another thing before we hang up. We are supposed to email, like, you know, the steps, the 6 steps. We are supposed to just email him who we put for each step.
Yeah, that's at the beginning of that of those questions that I've read to you. There's a Word document. Yeah, I wrote it down. Let me double check. I have. I'm doing design the study. Then Jennifer, you're doing the describe the data and the make inference. And then Megan was doing the take action.
Okay.
And then Travis was doing the PowerPoint.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. Sounds good.
You know what I didn't ask is just to make sure. I know this is kind of a dumb question, but to spell your names correctly.
Oh, okay.
Your full name, because I don't even think about last names.
Okay. Yeah, mine is Guerra. My last name.
Okay. Travis?
And my last name is Putnam, Putnam.
Okay. You know what Megan's is?
I don't.
I don't even remember. I'll look it up on Google and I'll send her a message and make sure.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess
Awesome.
I will talk to you guys later.
Sounds good. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good one.
All right, bye-bye.